Hi, everyone. I'm John Kenlon, Senior Vice President at Ensemble IQ and publisher of Drugstore News. The way healthcare gets delivered is changing rapidly, and retail pharmacy is right there thanks to accessibility, convenience, affordability, high quality. Great news for retail pharmacy and for patients. But retail pharmacy is under pressure to deliver that healthcare experience in a way that's consistent with the same retail experience patient shoppers have gotten used to over the years. Wide selection of product, easily found on the shelves, assistance if you need it, clear pricing, easy checkout, no waiting around. Sri Narasimhan, VP, Head of Enterprise Customer Experience at CVS Health, knows this and is studying customer feedback so the healthcare team can make the healthcare experience at CVS Health exceptional. Hi, Sri. How are you?
Hey, John. Really appreciate it. Excited to be here and talk to you a little bit about this.
Yeah, I know we're both passionate about healthcare and how it gets delivered, so this should be fun. So let's get started. Customer expectations are high when a patient walks into a CVS, whether it's for a healthcare product or healthcare service. And in response, CVS Health's specialty team adopted a new approach to close the loop on consumer feedback, undergoing a 6-week engagement campaign intended to create awareness of patient feedback, drive consistent utilization and engagement with feedback, and a commitment to foster cultural excitement. So first, what did CVS learn from this campaign that is applying across the entire operation?
Well, I would say one thing we've learned, not even just from this campaign, but just period, is consumers are increasingly not just comparing you to your direct competitors, they compare you to all of the experiences they would have. So no one's walking into a CVS saying, I'm going to compare CVS to, say, a Walgreens or something else that they would have experienced. They're comparing it to all the experiences, Apple stores, Amazon, everything that you would see and experience out in the marketplace. So the standard that we have to hold ourselves to is higher than maybe what we've done in the past, because I think that you're seeing companies across the multiple industries really raising the bar in terms of the level of experience they deliver. Around this particular campaign, I think a few of the things that really stood out for us is one of the key things we focused on is we collect tons of feedback from our members and we make a lot of effort to act on it and drive change off of that feedback. But we need to actually let the consumers know that we've heard them and follow up with them. So just the act of following up with people and letting them know you heard them, that we're taking it seriously because we do, and we're driving change, allowed them to feel like, hey, we have a connection. I have a partnership here with my pharmacy that's really going to drive change and help me achieve better healthcare outcomes, as you said up front. The other component around it too that I think really stood out for us is the need to recognize particularly frontline colleagues when they've done an incredible job. And our people care so much about our patients, and they come to work every day just infused with positive intent, and being able to recognize them and call out those great performances that they've had, the way they've served our members, really is meaningful and creates a culture around really, I can't wait to get in and talk to this patient. So it goes from that, oh man, here's a patient with all these problems, to I can't wait to help this person. And I think that's what we're really focused on. And really around this closing the loop, it's making sure the patients know we heard, that we address those issues, that we solve those pain points, but also the cultural aspect of empowering our teams to contact them and, good or bad, follow up, learn from that feedback, learn from that patient, and create that recognition loop where you build that kind of positive cycle of, I can't wait to do this and I want to keep doing it and I want to keep helping our people and our patients. So it's highly successful. We saw really dramatic improvements in satisfaction and colleague satisfaction too.
Yeah, so you mentioned follow-up and an eagerness to serve. And I think when people feel like they're being listened to and they're making a difference, that makes them passionate about what they're doing. And then everybody wins, whether you're the person providing the care or you're the person getting the care. So that's
Yeah.
That's
You know,
great.
and I'd say the other thing, if you have patient advisory councils and things like that, where you can hear kind of directly from the patients in a more of a environment where they can tell us, things that they're feeling and what they want to feel. And the emotion I think that comes out of parent is they want a partner in healthcare, right? They want someone who's in it with them. And that's increasingly what we're trying to provide at CVS Health is just we're there with you and we're coming with you and we're an advocate and we're on this journey for better health with you. And I think when you enlisted that emotion, that's where you get real loyalty and real, the positive effects from all this work you do around the brand and improving NPS and all those other metrics that we use to measure customer experience.
All right, patient advisory board. I want to come back to you and hear more about that.
Yeah.
Um, what is consumer centricity and why is it crucial in today's evolving healthcare industry? Because that's a new term for us.
I think when it's funny because you hear it all the time in 10 carries and things like that. We want to put the member at the center and um, we want to be more consumer centric. And I'd say what I really appreciate about CVS Health is we've been very intentional about what we define it as and what we're driving forward. If you think about a few years ago, Karen Lynch really set out as a vision that she wanted to be the most consumer centric company in healthcare. So what that meant for us after we got that message loud and clear, we were driving that forward is we want to make sure that we are listening to all the feedback we get from our patients, members, clients, consumers, and that we're acting on it to deliver the best possible experience that they can receive. So we are creating a loop where we're listening to our patients and constantly improving. The other aspect of it is that we create a culture that is driving that mentality that I talked about, that unlocking the why and the positive intent of why folks are working for us so that they are delivering the best possible experiences for all of our patients, members, all those folks. So it's a kind of a twofold approach. It's really listening to that feedback, making sure we're acting on it, and then building the cultural foundation where we've empowered our teams to deliver that. And then the last component around it really is we feel, and why it's so important, it's really the standard now. If you think about what people, like I mentioned, what people experience throughout all industries, they have an expectation that you are going to provide them the best level of experience and the best level of service. That standard's been set. And so if you're not meeting that standard, you're going to be left in the past. In terms of the outcomes you see, I mean, I think what we've shown is a link to improved adherence around medication. We've shown that if we fix some of the operational challenges we may observe, people are able to more easily access healthcare, which keeps them healthier. So, a lot of what we deliver, if you think about around experience, is really just making it as easy as possible to interact with us and interact with the US healthcare system. And by doing that, you will see improved health outcomes. And those improved health outcomes have really strong implications for costs and other things that we see in the broader healthcare system.
Yeah, it's just a way to make everything really more efficient.
Exactly. And then
Yeah,
to me, like consumers are the best mirror, right? John, like, if you're consumers, you're looking in the mirror and you want to see like, what do I need to improve? There's no better place to start than who the people you're serving. They're the ones that can really show you that and show you where you need to improve and get better.
right. So we've talked a little bit about the closed loop feedback and what it means to the organization. Um, what did CVS learn from the specialty teams campaign that can be applied to future initiatives to increase patient feedback and engagement and personalization, all these buzzwords that we're always hearing about?
Yeah, I mean, I think a few of the main things that we pulled out. One is the need to make sure that when you collect feedback and you're going to ask someone for their experience, that you follow up. There's nothing worse than when you're asking someone like, how did I do? How do I get better? They tell you, and then they don't hear it. It's crickets. So making sure that we create that continuous dialogue with our patients and our members and consumers so that we are really creating that feedback cycle that we talked about. The other thing I think is really around not just focusing on the pain points and not just focusing on those members that had, poor experiences, but even those that had good ones. Because oftentimes within that good experience, you're going to find out other things that you may be able to optimize or improve, product ideas, service ideas. Our consumers are full of that information. So if you just limit yourself to the pain points and the problems, you're going to miss a lot of that. And then finally, I think it's mindset. Again, just creating that mindset, particularly amongst our frontline employees, where no one comes in just saying, I'm just going to phone it in and not do a great job. A lot of times they are there because they're highly mission motivated, and being able to unlock that mission and unlock that why, that's how you really improve the experience. And you got to do it you have to make this data and this information pervasive, let them see the feedback, let them learn from it. So we take a lot of great care to make sure all of our frontline employees across the entire organization can access the feedback about themselves so they can learn themselves and get better and see the things that they do well. So I think those are the three main things. And it really has created this sort of groundswell where people are really eager to hear it. They want to know what they did. They want to know how they're serving the consumer. And I think that's awesome. And it's really where we see foundational cultural change that's going to lead
to transparency. Always makes us better. I think as
Absolutely.
long if you want to learn, if you want to get better, you need transparency. I like what you said too about talking about the good, not just the not so good. You talk about the good and share it. You can build on it, and you can. That's how you get better, right? Not just always saying, "Oh, we did something wrong. How do we fix it?" So.
Exactly. I mean, there's we have a lot of type A people here, and we're all motivated to fix things that we see and challenges, but you can learn a lot from what you do well too,
Yeah,
and
agreed.
we do more.
So final question. We always like to ask, what's next? So when we think about the future of this and what's the next steps for CVS Health's quest to become consumer centric? Where is this all leading us and your company?
So I would love to get to a world where we have so much operational data and information that's inbound to us, like from call transcripts, chat transcripts, all this data that we get, where we can actually know your experience without even asking you. Like we could get to the point where we have that information and proactively reach out to you if you've had an issue, and then become more tailored on where we ask for feedback. And I think that's where we're evolving, is getting to this world where we're leveraging all of that inbound data and information to build a really holistic picture for our consumers. The other thing I think we really want to focus on is continuing to expand the way we follow up, continuing to get to different groups of people that we think might have opportunities where if we speak to them, we can potentially help them, make it easier to access care, provide other services like healthy home visits and things like that we're starting to leverage. So making sure that we're listening, but also being proactive about what we can offer to help. And then I think, again, the final component, if we nail this, is that everyone is aligned culturally, and we've really unlocked that mission. I keep stressing it, but we really unlocked that mission-based culture that we have, because I think the opportunity in front of us to serve patients, reduce costs to the U.S. healthcare system, really help people get healthier is something that is so foundational and so important to the entire country, that if we can unlock that, we really can deliver on the overall strategy of the company, which I think will be really meaningful.
Yeah, I agree. So listen, follow up, make it part of the culture, collect more and more data. And as you collect more and more data, you get smarter, you learn how to use it and keep getting better. And there's your loop, right?
Absolutely. And I think the biggest part of that loop that you hit at the end, act. We got to keep acting. We got to keep getting better.
I knew I forgot to write down a word.
No, you said it. You said it, but frankly, you said it perfectly. But we got to act, because we got to show our consumers, and more importantly for us, we need to keep getting better. And that, like I said, that mirror, that consumer is the mirror, and we want to keep looking in the mirror and getting better.
Yeah. So thanks so much, Sri, for sharing that with us. I know a lot of this was based on a recent white paper that your company produced. Um, as you collect more and more of that data, and you're willing to share and show the industry the way to make retail healthcare, the first step for the healthcare patient. Please share it with us, and we look forward to that.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to come back and talk to you even more about what we're doing and how we're getting better. I appreciate you, John, and all you're doing to get the word out around patient care and patient centricity.
Same. All right, we'll do it again. All right, be well.
Take care.